Hi guys, it's me, Rasheen. I know I've been MIA for a while. I'm really sorry about that. Thanks to everyone who reached out and checked to see if I was still breathing. Yes, I am. I'm still here. Yeah, I'm really sorry. There were just so many things going on. The flu took me with a vengeance, and it just lasted for so long, way too long. I had some personal matters I was dealing with, and those just took me lower and lower. With all the things piling up, left undone, feeling depleted and unable to function, I started to feel really overwhelmed and worried that I wouldn't be able to bounce back. I was there lying in bed day after day, doing absolutely nothing sometimes and just staring at the wall, just suffering through the days trying to get through. You know, I had to take a step back, and it forced me to do some thinking. I know, like, I need more of that, right? But if nothing else, it got me reflecting about what was important about my life. So as it turned out, it meant taking some time away. So once again, I'm really sorry. My apologies to you if I left you hanging. I hope, by the way, that you, wherever you're at your journey, that you're doing well and seeing great successes. And I hope you're being kind to yourself. Now, the good thing is that although I was really down in the dumps, I spent the entire March break with my husband and my kids doing some really fun stuff and just trying to relax. It was really good for me and for all of us. And I'm really grateful that we had, that time to share together. So back to the grind. I didn't meet my weekly weight loss goals for the past couple of weeks. I just couldn't. In fact, after losing more than 10 pounds in week 4, I gained 3 pounds in week 5 and 3 again the next week. So after week 6, I'm at a total weight loss of 4.4 pounds. It is disappointing. It really was. It took me a while to get around it. But I'm still going. I'm still here, and I haven't given up. I could have, and in the past I probably would have, but not this time. In fact, not ever. I do have to say, I must admit, it's really, really easy. It's really fun and awesome every week. Coming out here and telling you about all the things that I'm doing that are so great and exciting, and talking about all my successes. But it's quite another thing to, come out here and share my soul and see you in front of me and sharing my failures. In fact, one of my biggest fears is fear of failure. It's always been. Fear of failure has kept me from doing a lot of things, from even trying at all. And I've cheated myself, I think, of living a life that's full because of my fear of failing, or else at least letting people know about it. So it's a big thing for me to be here, and I am trusting you because, failure is a part of learning, and I'm learning to accept that. It's been a growth for a long time, and it's still scary, but I'm putting myself out there. I hope that as you come across your challenges, whether you fail or succeed, you just keep on going. So when I gained those 3 pounds, it wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I could justify it because I was sick with the flu, right? And if it had just been that, just the flu, I would have been more than fine with it. But they say bad things come in 3, right? Well, in this case, it wasn't 3, it was 4 or 5 things that stacked up one after the other. And they just, hammered me down. It was too much for me. And the fact of the matter, I started to eat without control and without care because I didn't know what else to do. There was negative energy happening inside, and I didn't know how to calm it, and I didn't want to care about it anymore. That's happened to me before, and I just, I lost my momentum again, and I tried to be patient, waiting, for something to come along to release me from this mental prison I find myself in from time to time. And this time it was hard because I figured it would be easier, knowing that I was in such a good place, and I'd been doing so well with my weight loss journey, but it wasn't easier. I think after all of the accomplishments and feeling, and still feeling so vulnerable and weak and ill-equipped to handle my situation, it made me feel worse, like I had not really made any changes at all, that I'd still find myself at the same place. One step forwards, two steps back. That's the fear that I have. Then it was having to deal with that same doubt and negative self-talk that naturally starts to kick in. And I ended up, feeling really stuck, and I found myself in a terrible bout of depression. Failure again. I'm not sure about yours, but my journey, it's not just about weight loss. It's not just about the daily struggles of making good food choices and, about what I eat and, how much exercise or sleep I allow myself. This is hard in itself because it's really and truly a battle of the mind. Especially when you're trying to overcome those long-standing habits. I understand it from a really deep and personal level. From experiencing years and years of failure after failure, it's really hard. It really sucks. But I know for myself, I have to start somewhere. And my weight was the most obvious and simplest starting point. Note, I said simplest, not easy. It's not easy at all. Definitely not easy. But it is simple because it's about numbers. It's math. Burning more calories than you eat will result in a deficit of calories, which means weight loss. When I started in 2014 to get down to business, I made a promise to myself. Not only was I going to commit myself fully to losing weight and fixing my life, but I was adamant that I was going to utilize every single piece of information I'd ever learned, all the research, everything, to do it in a healthy way. No more trendy diets or fast weight loss schemes. I wanted to give myself a proper chance, a real chance, to set things right and do all these super healthy things that would, have permanent lasting changes in my life. Because I didn't really want to have to do this massive restructuring ever again. Everyone is different. We eat for different reasons. We undermine ourselves for different reasons. For me, it's not just, like I said, it's not just a weight loss journey. It's how do I deal with my depression journey? And I need to be my best and be good to my kids' journey. I teach myself to be self-compassionate journey. That's the hard one. Will I learn to let loose and live in the moment and enjoy my life journey? It's just so much to do, and I know that I need to find balance. This is my journey, and it's really overwhelming. Growing up, I used to believe that the best, most effective way to fix myself would be to choose one thing at a time and, tackle it fully and full on and work my ass off to, do everything physically possible to work with that one thing and fix it and then move on to the next thing. But, I tried lots and lots of things, and, I'd be working on one thing and the other part of my life would fall apart. So I realized that as hard as it is, as overwhelming as it seems, I had to find a way to work on everything all at once, but break it down into pieces. And one of the ways I did that was with my weight loss and just breaking everything down by using my food journal. Now, when it comes to my weight loss journey, a big part of that is my depression. It hits me from every corner unexpectedly and makes me lose ground and lose my footing, and sends me flying backwards when I least expect it. This depression, I'm used to emotions and having to deal with that with weight loss, but the depression is like a whole other thing. It's like this presence that's always there. It's a dark presence. It's unforgiving, and it's just there lurking and waiting to, break me down. So I have this anxiety that's always there, in addition to the other things that when you're tackling weight loss. But like I said, I do believe that it's looking at one thing as a whole, my whole journey, where I want to go, and breaking it down. So that's what I did with you 7 weeks ago, as well as how I did it in 2014. I started, with simple weight loss goals. So 7 weeks ago, there were 2 weight loss goals. Drink more water. And ideally for me, I was hitting the 8 to 10 cups of water every day. But if that wasn't the case for you, of course, you could do it little by little and work yourself up. So along with drinking more water, 8 to 10 cups of water, I started recording everything that I ate and drank. Then I added on to that in week 2. I started to get active and do 3 aerobic exercises and, put a focus on eating healthy, well-balanced meals and snacks, about 1,200 calories per day. Continuing to build on to that, what was already established. So without, when you're at your goals, or when I was at my goals, I told myself that I wouldn't, stack myself too much that I couldn't handle. So once I was able to set something in place, set a goal in place, and keep it going, then I would add on to it. On week 3, I decided that I'd already gotten all of the goals established. I was eating well-balanced meals and snacks, and now I had to focus on eating meals and snacks on time. This is still a struggle, but I think it'll be an ongoing one, just because of time schedules and different things. But it's something I'm still gonna keep an eye on. I found I struggled with that a lot in week 3, eating meals and snacks on time. So in week 4, I remember I decided not to add any more goals, just to keep working on the same goals. In week 5, still working on the previous goals, I started looking inward, because I realized that it's not just physical, and it's, all the thoughts and things that are going through your head that will, once you start looking at them closely, they can be used to help you. So in week 5, I made a list of things that made me happy and started thinking of ways to build them into my daily life. I also, that week, it was a really great activity, was using pictures and words. I created an image of how I want to look and feel by the time I reach my end goal. I love this activity, and if you've done it, I hope you enjoyed it too. If you haven't done it, go ahead and do it, because I actually use this to encourage me on days that I'm not feeling so great, and to get me back, focused and where I want to be going. So week number 6, everything was the shits and fell down the drain, and I did not even meet one goal. It's pretty sad, actually, really sad. But I was at such a low point that I couldn't wrap my head around anything, and I just let it go. I let the time pass, and I kept my fingers crossed, thinking that something would happen to just help me out of it. Now it's week, and something did. I'll explain to you in one of my blogs that are going out shortly. So if you want, you can take a read at SeeingRred.com, and maybe that will help you understand, for me, how I got out of my hole and what happened. So this week, it's week number 7. Think about your progress so far. That's what I'm doing. And go back and take a look at the list that you prepared in week number 5 and the picture that you drew. What do you need to propel yourself forward and to feel happier and to support yourself as you go through these changes? This week, I'm not sure if it's going to be tough for you. It might not be. Maybe you know already, but this week I challenge you to choose your own goal. If you get stuck, you can take a look at my website, SeeingRred.com. I'll try to post my personal list of goals that I've gathered over the last couple of years. And maybe if I am brave enough, I will share my current food journal so you can see how it has transformed along with me over time. So as you go through this week, I wish you great success. I hope you can figure out easily what goal you're going to choose for the week, and I hope that it's super easy. I wish you a wonderful week, a happy week, and good luck. See you later.